Hello, great people. It don't happen, no. Are you aware that some vested foreign interests are taking advantage of the current face-off between Nigeria and the United States to push for the disintegration of Nigeria and the establishment of Biafra? On this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, I will be taking you on a journey, and I need you to focus on the screenshot that will be playing on your screen, because in that particular screenshot contains the message that I bring to you. I will be telling you about the advocacy for the disintegration of Nigeria, establishment of Biafra and other nations from Nigeria, and I will be telling you about the works, or should I say advocacy, of Gunther Fehlinger. Gunther Fehlinger is one of the NATO board members. What is NATO? Who is Gunther Fehlinger? I will be telling you in the moment ahead. And also I'll be telling you about Dr. Walid Phares, an American. I will be telling you about his advocacy and how we have been pushing for the disintegration of Nigeria after the US President Donald Trump declared Nigeria a country of particular concern. On this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, take note of these two things, because we'll be going on this journey together. Or what I just need from you is, if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification button. Also share this video. Let others get to enjoy it as well. Now let's dive into it, my people. First, let me tell you about Dr. Walid Phares. Dr. Walid Phares is one of the people that have been strongly pushing for the disintegration of Nigeria after the US President Donald Trump declared Nigeria a country of particular concern. Who is Dr. Walid Phares? Well, he's one of the people that have influence in the government cycle, and I'll be telling you some of the positions that he has occupied before I tell you how he has been pushing for Biafra. Then after that, I'll tell you about Gunther Fehlinger. Trust me, that one of Gunther Fehlinger is a bit explosive and you don't want to miss it for any reason. But let's touch on Dr. Walid Phares first. Dr. Walid Phares served as a foreign policy advisor for the US President Donald Trump. He was a former foreign policy advisor for him. Now, he was a former advisor to the US House of Representatives Caucus on counter-terrorism. Dr. Walid Phares is also the co-secretary general of the Transatlantic Legislative Group on counter-terrorism. Take note of those three positions that Dr. Walid Phares has occupied. Now, let me share you one of his posts. When the US President Donald Trump declared Nigeria a country of particular concern, Dr. Walid Phares has something to say that will blow your mind. He says in a post that if the federal government of Nigeria is unable to fight and defeat armed and genocidal jihadism to protect the Christian people of Nigeria, as it failed to protect the Muslim communities in the north, the only remaining option, take note of that, the only remaining option to save lives and stop genocide is to grant Nigeria's Christian south its right for self-determination and assist the Muslim north in defeating Boko Haram and the other jihadists, one or the other. But leaving millions of people without protection is not an option. That is the post of Dr. Walid Phares. Dr. Walid Phares also made some other posts on how to achieve his advocacy for disintegration of Nigeria if the Nigerian government under Bola Ahmed Tinubu is unable to tackle insecurity. But let me say that Dr. Walid Phares is not speaking for the United States government. He is speaking in his own capacity, sharing his own opinion. But again, his opinion holds water because he has some links within government cycle, and definitely he can push the narrative to them. And if the United States government buys into that narrative, then your guess is as good as mine. It may eventually be achievable. Now, let me read to you another post from Dr. Walid Phares. The post reads, it talks about Port Harcourt. It says, and I need you to listen to this, my people, to deter Boko Haram and other jihadist group in Nigeria, and to stop their massacres of Christians and threat against moderate Muslims. I advise the Trump administration to establish an emergency base in Port Harcourt, the main port city of the Biafra region. You heard that right. He is advising the US government on his social media that, if he has the opportunity, he would advise Trump to establish an emergency military base in Port Harcourt. And trust me, if that happens, then with the aim of establishing a Biafra, Well, your guess is as good as mine. What do you think about the post of Dr. Walid Fresh? I look forward to your impression in the comment section. And don't forget that we are still going to review that of Gunther Fehlinger, a board member of NATO. I will be telling you about that in a moment, but let me cover that of Dr. Walid Fresh, an American. Gunther Fehlinger is an Austrian. He says, such a move, which is the establishment of an emergency base in Port Harcourt, he said such a move would enable the deployment of international humanitarian aid, particularly assistance from American churches. President at real Donald Trump has issued two strong statements condemning the jihadist attack on Nigerian Christian communities and has directed the Secretary of War to prepare contingency plans for the protection of communities in Nigeria should the federal government fail to stop the jihadists. As has been the case for years in northern and central Nigeria, in the meantime, targeted strikes against jihadi forces could also be considered. Now, the last post from Dr. Walid Fresh pushing for the disintegration of Nigeria, the establishment of Biafra, and hardline tactics on the Tinubu government is this. Let me read his third, explosive post to you. Then we go to Gunther Fehlinger. Dr. Walid Fresh also said, glad at POTUS. POTUS means President of the United States. That is what POTUS means. So if you've been seeing POTUS everywhere, POTUS, what it means is President of the United States. He said, glad POTUS made a second statement about the massacre. If Christians in the Middle East today and ordered the Pentagon to prepare for action if the government of Nigeria doesn't protect the Christian community from jihadi attacks. If massacres do not stop, the US could take action. One possible global action could be an intervention in the south from Biafra to Plateau. Again, I read that, from Biafra to Plateau, to push back the jihadists and Boko Haram. A lesser action would be to use air assets against the terrorists. Communities from western Syria to Darfur are watching for events in Nigeria. That is the post, the serial post of Dr. Walid Fresh. I've read his profile for you. I've read his advocacy and how he tends to achieve the disintegration of Nigeria and the establishment of Biafra. I've bring it to you. What do you think about his position? Now, let us go to Gunther Fehlinger. Who is Gunther Fehlinger and what influence does he wield in the international diplomatic cycle? Well, I tell you that Gunther Fehlinger is the chairman Austrian Committee for NATO Enlargement. Take note of that. Chairman Austrian Committee for NATO Enlargement. The big question is, what is NATO? NATO is a security and defense alliance meant to protect its members from external aggression. That is what NATO is. It is a security and defense alliance of different countries, and their purpose is to protect members from external aggression. NATO currently has 31 member countries, 2 from North America and 29 from Europe. Now, let me tell you something about NATO that will help you understand the significance of NATO. Do you recall the war between Russia and Ukraine? One of the reasons for that war is Ukraine's move to join NATO. Russia wasn't having it because Russia knows that if Ukraine joins NATO, Ukraine will have more power, because if anything touch a NATO member country, definitely the whole body of NATO have to react to protect that particular country. And that is why Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, quickly took action against Ukraine before Ukraine could join NATO. So one of the causes of the war in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, is whether Ukraine will join NATO or not, because Putin knows the consequence. Now, let me read to you the shocking post of Gunther Fehlinger Jan. Gunther Fehlinger Jan wrote, when the US president declared Nigeria a country of particular concern, he said, I call America to liberate Biafra Republic. I call America to liberate Biafra Republic. And he was responding to a post that the Biafra government in exile and its affiliate Biafran Defense Forces are able and willing to provide any logistical and political support needed to the United States government in its pursuit for security in Nigeria. And Gunther Fehlinger Jan responded that, well, He called on America to liberate Biafra Republic. Let me share with you another shocking post of Gunther Fehlinger. There is a post whereby it says Europe prepares for war with Russia. Somebody posted that, and Gunther Fehlinger reshared it and said, getting ready. So for somebody to say he's getting ready for Europe's war against Russia, you can see the kind of influence that he has. So you may want to overlook the establishment of Biafra, but I can tell you that some of these people have some very silent backers in the international scene, that if everything turns to war today, Biafra will have some supporters. Let us go into another post of Gunther Fehlinger. He reads, and this is explosive. He reads, his post reads, I will focus on dismantling Russia-controlled failed state of Africa, but add Somalia and Ethiopia. Please nominate more. Please nominate more if they fit the concept of Fehlinger doctrine. Turn big bad bully into nice good working new better freer state. That means that it's advocating that rather than for you to have all these countries and many ethnic groups are fused together, why not let's break all these countries so that we have some freer state, so that people can pursue their ideologies. Not that you will lump every ethnic group together for them to be pursuing a national ideology, and some ethnic group will be cheating the other. Now let me go to another post of Gunther Fehlinger. Gunther Fehlinger has something that he calls the doctrine for Africa. Doctrine for Africa. So you can see that the NATO board member even have a doctrine for Africa. And let me quickly go through it for you. It says Africa is entering its final stage of decolonization. The era of oversized failed post-imperial state is ending. A new age of smaller democratic Western allied state is coming. This is the Fehlinger doctrine for Africa, and is advocating for new democratic states to be recognized. And he is saying that smaller democratic states will work better, and is asserting that the next wave of new African states is coming. And he has something else to say about Nigeria, how Nigeria should be divided, and he tagged it ex-Nigeria. That means former Nigeria. In his assertion for an ex-Nigeria, he advocates that Nigeria should be divided into Biafra, Odua, Hausa North, and the Middle Belt. That is 4 countries. Do you agree with Gunther Fehlinger? I look forward to your impression in the comment section. He made a lot of posts, and in another post, he says, I endorse Biafra Republic, and I apologize we failed you in 1967. How did you fail Biafra Republic during the Civil War? Did you support, or your parents or your government at that time supported Nigeria? Is he regretting the action? Because he says, I endorse Biafra Republic and I apologize we failed you in 1967. Another post reads, I call for independence of Biafra Republic. And he says #X Nigeria. A lot of posts from him. How many states to Nigeria emerged from? That is another post. Then he took a swipe at Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Gunther Fehlinger says, same Nigeria president is fighting for his Nigeria, but it was never a working state for all Nigerians. So ex-Nigeria it would be. So you can see from all what I just presented to you that there are some people that are pushing for the disintegration of Nigeria. Will they achieve? Do you support the disintegration of Nigeria? And under what circumstance do you support such disintegration? Or you like Nigeria the way it is? I look forward to reading from you in the comment section. What do you feel about Dr. Walid Press? What do you feel about Gunther Fehlinger? I look forward to reading from you in the comment section. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.